What is up, party people? Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Cup Chasers Daily World Cup edition here on the Cup Chasers. Of course, it's been a pretty a draw heavy day in the World Cup yesterday. Spain shit in the bed. Saudi and Uruguay playing to a good draw. Iran and New Zealand with a really fun draw yesterday as well. And of course, Belgium being rescued by Romelu Lukaku. So go ahead and smash up those likes on your way in. People, thanks for being here. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I want to know what you're thinking about today's action down in that comment section below. Will France go on and show their pedigree, as well as Argentina? Of course, Holland is in action today. So we got a good show. Austria and Jordan, the midnight game tonight, of course, as well. Let's get this in the chat. Get the chat going. What has been your favorite game so far? Score predictions today. All right, people. We will start, of course, with Cape Verde. Oh my God. Cape Verde getting the draw versus Spain. Plenty of people saying that perhaps Spain should have gone a little bit stronger with the lineup. Maybe it was worth getting those points on the board to play Lamine Yamal despite the injury. I mean, if he came on in the end anyway to try to get the win. You know, Nez was saying how he feels like these bigger teams should start with their better team, should start with the best players they can, get up, get ahead in the game, and then, of course, we deal with it and we keep them in front of us, but get the points on the board and then kind of sit back and then be able to be like, all right, look, it's just Cabo Verde, Cape Verde, and we can hold them, you know. But instead, they decided, you know what, these guys aren't that great. What are they, 70th in the world ranking, 67 in the world ranking or whatever? Whatever, we got this. And then they got punished. And then they get punished. I think it was incredibly arrogant from the Spanish. I mean, they have no excuse about the heat. It was in the Mercedes-Benz. It was in a dome, in an air conditioning stadium, an absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. I've never been to a stadium like that. Mercedes-Benz is absolutely incredible stadium down in Atlanta. Man, it's by far and away the most amazing stadium I've ever been to. And it's domed, people. They literally, it's cold in there. I went to Chelsea versus, or whoever, I don't remember. It was the Premier League Summer Series 2 summers ago, not last summer, but the one before that, and they played in the Atlanta bit. It's cold in there, people. They've got the AC is so strong in that stadium that you get chilly, you get a little bit chilly. So the heat, you can't say anything about the heat in that Spain Cape Verde game. They just didn't want it. Like the boys from the islands just wanted it a whole lot more than did the Spaniards, and it showed. And it showed on the field, man. 40-year-old goalkeeper, obviously making his tournament debut, because they were all making their World Cup debut, of course. World Cup debutants are Cape Verde, and you got to give it hats off, man. Hats off to him. What a display from the Cape Verde goalkeeper. That's why he's made the thumbnail this morning, of course. Let me look at these. I want to look at these stats. I actually want to look at these. 2.1 expected goals, Cape Verde, 74 possession, 7 shots on goal, but only 2 big chances created. Oh, God, the passing, 734 passes. They almost tripled Cape Verde's passes. But yeah, the goalkeeper kept them in it, and they kept believing. They kept on going for it, and deserved a draw. Deserved draw for Cape Verde. Of course, moving forward in that group, moving forward in that group is definitely going to be tough. But, I mean, you've already drawn the best team in the group. You've already drawn Spain, arguably the best team on the planet. So, when they go into the next games, they are 100%, 150 million% going to be up for it. Going to be like, hey, why not? Why can't we do what we did to Spain, to Uruguay, and to Saudi Arabia? They're going to be, Uruguay are not great, people. We saw that yesterday. Uruguay are not incredible. So Cape Verde are going to be thinking, if we can sneak something, if we can sneak one, we can defend. Versus either Saudi or Uruguay. If we can sneak a goal, just find a goal, send the fans into rapturous celebrations, then they can quite possibly do something crazy. What's up, Lumen? Hope you're well. Thanks for always being here, of course, every single time. Yeah, man, you never know. You never know if they can continue to put on that kind of a display. And Uruguay looked like they kind of took Saudi a little bit easy yesterday. And so if they do that versus Cape Verde, who knows, man? Who knows what could happen? In my opinion, for me, 4 points gets you into the next round for sure. According to my permutations in the bracket that I filled out, 4 points was guaranteed next round. So if Cape Verde can pull a shock, they're through. If they can pull a shock, they're through. I will say that I doubt that if they get 3 draws, I doubt that having an even goal difference is going to be enough. They'll just miss out. I feel like that won't quite be enough in this one, but man, what a performance. What a performance from the boys from Cape Verde. Great work from the goalkeeper. 7 saves, 40-year-old debut. Wow. What a story. That's why I love this tournament, man. That's why this tournament is my favorite sporting event there is. Of course, even more than the Champions League, even more than Arsenal and the Premier League, of course. I love this stuff. And it's because of this kind of thing right here. It's because of the minnows saying, you know what, today we're not minnows. Today we don't have that mentality. Bring on Spain. And they did it. Spanish fans are going to be hoping, Lumen, that it will wake them up. They certainly need to wake up because it's not going to get easier. It doesn't get easier in this group, of course. So, from Spain's point of view, yeah, they definitely need to wake up. Maybe Yamal's fitness will improve, but they need someone to step up top. Obviously, people have been looking at Oyarzabal. I was looking at Ferran Torres to have a good tournament. Neither really impressed yesterday. And so, yeah, they're definitely going to have to step up and start performing in the remaining matches, as you say, Lumen. Absolutely need to do that. But, of course, Belgium played Egypt yesterday as well. And I don't know that I would say this one was Belgium kind of not taking it seriously. I think that you could tell that Belgium kind of didn't really – it felt like they didn't really know their way forward. They didn't really know who's the best player to be farthest forward. At times it was De Ketelaere. At times it was Kevin De Bruyne. Even Trossard found himself farthest forward at times in that game, and it feels like they don't really know what the focal point of their attack is. I figured that they would just feed the beast, to just feed De Bruyne and let him cook. That's what I figured would happen. But you got to give it up to the Egyptians. They defended well. They did, Lumen. They did play with 4 wingers. And literally as soon as they put a real striker on, as soon as they put someone who scores goals, bam. Bam. There you go, Lumen. You nailed it. You nailed it. As soon as they put Lukaku on, look what happens. So if they go from the beginning with Lukaku, who knows, man? And there were a couple of times I thought that Salah and Marmoush were combining well. I thought Marmoush was going to get him on the break a couple of times. I definitely thought that Egypt looked dangerous going the other way after they'd been set in their block, and Belgium really, really struggled to break it down. But as soon as you get a focal point, a point man, a dude up top that can score goals, yes, I fondly call him Donkey Foot, of course, because of some of the atrocious misses we've seen over the years. But he is Belgium's leading goal scorer. I think I heard them say that. And it comes in and gets the goal. Like just that experience, the cool head, and a focus to their attack. Someone to look to when you have the ball in the middle of the park. Someone for De Bruyne to find. And, they end up getting it wide and getting the ball across. And no, Lukaku didn't get the goal, but obviously we all know that he was the reason that the own goal was scored. And so he missed the header as well. Yeah, see, this is why I sometimes, Lukaku for me, one, I think he's past it. I think he's a little bit older. But he's definitely worth a miss. He's definitely worth a miss. What's up, Ali? Thanks for being here. Yeah, I think Lukaku, if you gave him a little bit more time, though, he did miss the header. But if you give him more time, like if you start, maybe he couldn't start. Maybe he couldn't go the full 90. I'm not sure what the deal is. He's kind of been in and out of the team at Napoli this season. So maybe that was it. Maybe that's what was going on there. But yeah, definitely a good performance from the Egyptians. They are not going to be easy to beat in this one either. Pretty well, they drew, Ollie. They didn't actually beat Belgium, Egypt rather. And so yeah, it's tough road ahead for Belgium, if you ask me, especially with the spirited performance from the other two teams in that group. We cannot take people lightly in this tournament, man. Iran and New Zealand played out a great 2-2 draw last night. Really enjoyed that one. We'll get to that one in just a hot second. But yeah, Belgium, a lot of work to do. The Belgium manager, proper World Cup character. Yes. Now I know what you're talking about. Yes, I did. I'm loving some of the antics from the sideline. Obviously, big Mikel Arteta fan, so I love that kind of, that kind of energy and passion in on the sidelines. Of course, so I think that that those kinds of things also part of the tournament that makes me, the World Cup characters, I should say, is definitely something that I absolutely love about the tournament. That was definitely pretty awesome. But yeah, Belgium got a lot of work to do. What's up, SC? How you doing? Hope you're well. We will move on to the next one and speak on Saudi and Uruguay. Now, going into this game, I kind of expected this to be even. A lot of people were, Uruguay are the better team. They're the South Americans, more legacy, more World Cup heritage, of course. So a lot of people were expecting Uruguay to get after it. It was hot, of course, down in Miami. Is my camera working? What's going on here? Okay, we're back. All right, we're back. Yeah, it was really, really hot yesterday in Miami. Of course, it's always freaking hot in Miami. Like, it's never not hot in Miami. The Hard Rock Stadium did not have the dome closed, and so I definitely think the heat kind of affected this game a little bit. But it's no more than I expected from Uruguay, to be honest with you. Like, they don't really. I mean, Darwin Nunez got hooked at halftime. Like that, they struggled, man. They really struggled. I don't think they necessarily, and Saudi didn't have to put them under a ton of pressure. They just played their game. They like to possess. They like to play around, just like they did in the last tournament. They were exhibiting some of those passing moves and were able to, put their best foot forward. And I thought that they did so. And I thought that it was a fair draw. It was definitely a fair draw between the Saudis and Uruguay. I mean, I don't really like the Uruguayans at all, as I have previously referenced the 5-0 that USA put on them when they tried to hurt us and injure us back in a friendly. And so I think that Uruguay lack a striker. They absolutely lack a striker, a focal point to their attack, just like the Belgians were missing someone to kind of go to. Darwin Noodles ain't it, people. Darwin Noodles just ain't it, people. I'm not sure why. Maybe those coin rows were too tight and they just were messing with him the whole time. I don't know what was going on, but the fact that Liverpool fans are wanting are hoping that Darwin Noodles might come back for maybe a backup role to Ekitike and Isak. Yeah, I'm not sure about all that one. I haven't actually asked Asif what he thinks about Darwin Noodles, but he certainly didn't impress anyone yesterday. And I thought when the Saudi goal went in, I was like, there it is, man. I didn't think Uruguay were going to come back into it at all. I think Valverde needs to get far more involved than he was. He's definitely, for me, the best player on the pitch for Uruguay. I didn't think I thought Bentancur had a Bentancur game. He's one of the reasons I really don't like that team. Obviously, as you might expect, but I don't think he's got to be the guy in the middle to patrol, and I thought that they got overran a little bit in the middle of the park. Saudi have some speed, man. They absolutely do have some speed. The outside backs got good recovery pace. They got some good wingers that have speed as well. I think that's probably one of the best things Saudi have going for them. When they get closer to the box, it looks a little helter-skelter. Like there's not really a plan, not really any patterns that they're trying to get into going forward. But it's tough to get those things going when it's a World Cup squad. You don't really have what makes Arsenal's defense amazing is that we can drill on it every single day for time, and these World Cup squads don't have time really to get well drilled, to understand this guy's going to go there. And that's why I got to be here. They don't really have time to put all of that together day after day after day after day after day. And so sometimes it makes sense that it could be a little bit helter-skelter up top, especially when you don't have like a superstar, when you don't have like two or three guys who know each other, who perhaps have played together for times before and are able to kind of get those patterns and get that fluidity going forward. But they were able to score. Saudi able to score. Both these goals actually came off of the goalkeeper spilling it. And I thought the Saudi goalkeeper was very good. I thought he stood up well against, not the craziest of, salvos, as you might say, from Uruguay. They did have a 1.7 expected goal here, 10 shots on goal, 9 saves from the Saudi keeper, who big him up, of course. 9 saves in a World Cup match. Your team gets the draw. You got to give it to him. He played well, did his thing, but he just rebounds the ball like it's his job. He doesn't ever want to catch it. And he seems like he's a little bit afraid to try and catch the ball when it like on the shot. And instead of like most goalkeepers smacking it away like this and getting it to the side or hitting it out like this, where your block comes like this with your hands, it goes right back into the middle. He's always bouncing the ball right back into the middle. And I think that cost him on one of those. As a club fan, are you enjoying the World Cup intensity? SC, I'm a fan of the game, and there's nothing like the World Cup. SC, there is nothing like it. It's my favorite by far of all the things that I watch. And so yes, I'm enjoying the World Cup so much. I'm enjoying it so much so far, and I agree. It is pretty much all or nothing. You got to get your guys. Get the ball to the right guys and have them do their work, do their magic. It's the Don Carlos style. Didn't quite work out for them, did it? but it's all or nothing in these international games, of course. All or nothing in the World Cup every single time, of course. But big up the Saudis for getting that point. Big point for them yesterday as well. And Iran versus New Zealand, playing out a 2-2 draw. Wow, what a game this was, man. Elijah just made his way onto the thumbnail, of course, after getting the goals. Pretty even game here. 52 possession for New Zealand, 48% for Iran. Expected goals are very similar. Passes, it was very, very similar from everyone from both these sides. I guess New Zealand had more shots on goal, but they both these teams surprised me. Definitely surprised me. I was not expecting much from New Zealand at all. But the way the goal scorer, Elijah Just, was combining with Chris Wood, like they have their strategy down. Hit Wood and let him play it down to the players around him. And I think they utilized that very, very well, especially on that first goal. They were always looking to find Chris Wood, and against the Iranians in particular, who are, relatively shorter than some of the teams that he might face, Chris Wood was dominating, absolutely dominating in the air. Question for the England game tomorrow: would you start Rodgers and Bellingham or Rodgers and Bellingham with Rice? Yeah, for me, I'm probably doing Rice, Bellingham, and Rodgers. Yeah, that would probably be my for England. My starting lineup. We know the Croatians are going to be, little. They're going to be little. They're going to be smaller, and of course, Rice is going to be able to body him. Bellingham's going to be able to bottle him. Oh, I would start Rodgers. I would definitely start Rodgers. It would be Rodgers, Bellingham, and Rice. I think that. And no worries, SC. I think Tuchel is going to do Anderson, though. I think I would start Rodgers, Bellingham, Rice. I think it might be Rice, Anderson, and Bellingham, which is maybe against the smaller Croatian midfield that's going to be trying to control the ball, and against Luka Modric, they might, he might. I don't know. We'll see. But I think Tuchel might start Anderson, which I would start Rodgers in his stead if it were me. But yeah, I was definitely impressed. I thought that Taremi for Iran is a little bit selfish, man. I thought there were a couple of times where he could have laid the ball off, but he chose to try to beat a guy and shoot. I think that's a little bit selfish from him. I think that he needs definitely to bring his teammates more into the game. But I thought that Iran definitely kept going, definitely kept trying to do to play it around and get their game going. But I think that if Taremi can find the passes in that final third, just one touch sooner, just one pass sooner, I think Iran actually could have got two more goals. They could have done. There were a couple of chances that opened up that Taremi, I think, should have laid the ball off, and I think Iran might have had maybe one or two more goals and might have come out winners in this one. But I was thoroughly impressed by the Kiwis. Thoroughly impressed by the way New Zealand played. It was bread and butter stuff, meat and potato stuff, but they stuck to their game plan. They knew what they're good at. They played within themselves, and it's good to see. It was very good to see. I expected this to be a dead game. I'm not going to lie. I expected this to be absolutely dead game with not a lot of quality, and boy, was I wrong. I was so wrong, and I love it, man. It was absolutely incredible. And so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what both Iran and New Zealand can do going forward in that group. Of course, they are the minnows, so to speak, from this group. Let me get back to the standings. It all runs together. I keep forgetting who's in each group. Belgium and Egypt are in that group, so they will definitely be encouraged, both those teams, by that performance. Group's up for grabs, people. That group is up for grabs. One's on the board for every team. So New Zealand and Iran will certainly be encouraged by those performances. But of course, more action coming our way today, and it is time for the French to kick off their tournament with a tough game versus Senegal, AFCON finalists, champions, whatever. We won't get into any of that this morning. That's for another pod, of course, or pods gone by. But I think France are going to edge it, but I don't think it's going to be like a 5-0. I think that this game could be back and forth. I think that. Hold on, Asif might be joining me. My man Asif might be joining me here in a second. But yeah, I think that the France game today is going to be a whole bunch of fun. Should be back and forth. I'm very interested to see, obviously, who starts, and so what kind of combinations can come from the likes of Elise, the likes of Mbappe. It's going to be very, very important who starts in the midfield. I haven't really done a lot of research on what's coming out of the camp at the moment, so I'm not sure is Shirky going to start. Arun, what's up, my brother? How you doing? Hope you're well. Arun in the building. Big up your boy Ahmed from a couple days ago, getting the win for the Ivorians. Mr. Diallo. That's Mr. Ahmed Diallo to you, people. What a goal that was. Of course, big up Arun every single time. And but yeah, man, I am pumped about today's games. I'm very, very excited about today's games. All three, we're getting to see superstars in action. And that first one, man, France versus Senegal. Sadio Mane still doing it, still kicking. We got to see Senegal versus the USA in the warm-up games. They are not going to just sit back and try to soak up and expect France to, and just France going to have all the ball. It's not going to be like that. They're going to give it a go. They are absolutely going to give it a go. I think that this is shaping up for me to be one of the games of the tournament so far, one of the games of the first round of games. And we've gotten some good ones. We've definitely gotten some good ones, and this is going to be a good one. Definitely. I'm thinking like a 3-2, maybe a 2-2, 2-1, somewhere in there. There's going to be goals. Although, got to big up my man Willie Saliba at the back for France. Is it going to be Konate? I think it's going to be Konate as well. I think it'll be Saliba and Konate at the back. That's going to be pretty stout. Hernandez might be starting outside back for France as well. Who's the goalkeeper? Who will the goalkeeper be? Certainly not Lloris. Certainly not. What up, Asif?
Here, hey, Jake, how you doing?
Hold on. Actually, you know what? I can't hear you until I put headphones in. We were doing the solo show, and I don't normally use headphones on the solo show. There it is. How you doing, Asif?
Not too bad. Games yesterday were amazing. It's been a couple of days of Minos punching above the weight. So Egypt yesterday, I know I did mention it on the pod. I did say I thought Egypt got a chance of at least getting a point. Cape Verde, what can you say about them? Yeah, I actually thought even with then during the game I was doing some research, like I told, like I mentioned in our group, and then I was like, they got some pretty decent results against some decent teams like Egypt and England. They got draws against them previously, so I was like, this could be getting very interesting. I thought it was just like, one and done even with the but yeah, even when they got the big hitters off the bench, didn't.
Absolutely.
But with like I mentioned, Spain are notoriously slow starters. In tournaments in 2010, in the Euros, twice they've lost the first game or drawn the first game, and they'll gone back to win the tournament. So I wouldn't count them out yet.
Yeah, I'm not counting Spain out. That's for sure. It looks like, as Nez was saying in the chat, they didn't really go for it. They didn't really this is desperate times. We have to win this game. That was definitely not the mentality at all from the Spanish.
And it showed. Nez had his tinfoil out again yesterday, so I'll give him up. I give him props.
Oh man, yeah. Doesn't he always? All right. You kind of came in at a weird time because we were already have already reviewed all the other ones, but we'll answer this question. What's your top 3 games so far? Japan and Netherlands for sure.
Yeah, Japan, Netherlands. The one yesterday, I don't know if you caught it.
I watched them all. New Zealand, Iran.
New Zealand. That was entertaining.
Fun, bro. That was a fun one.
That was and everyone thought, came back twice. Iran did, and they had the chances. It was end-to-end stuff.
Oh yeah,
So
man.
it was. I thought that was
Chris
really.
Wood using that height, man. Chris Wood was just towering over everybody, dude.
Yeah, and they were the Iranian players were like, "Oh yeah, watch your elbows," and the guy was like, he was literally trying not to like, even when he was jumping up, he was trying. That's like a human reaction to like jump up here.
Because everyone's head is like right at his shoulder because he's
Yeah,
so
exactly.
much bigger.
But I
Yeah,
thought
man.
technically they played the Iranians were better, but with the height and the physical ability, that's what gave the New Zealand guys the edge.
It was a smart tactic. Find Chris Wood and let him put the ball down for the runner. It was, I mean, he's the biggest guy on the pitch. The tactic makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, it did. It did. I thought the games today are going to be very
spicy.
My pick for the tournament, France. I've been happy on about it for a while now. I'm the player of the tournament that I picked in our predictions league. Mbappe better get me some goals today.
Me too. No. I need Elise on the end of things. No.
I need a Mbappe on the end of things. Senegal is a hard team. I'm not expecting a rollover. So yeah, I think most people should be aware of that. I'm not saying it won't happen because if the French turn up with Olise, they've got and Mbappe, they've got some serious talent in that. Even just coming off the bench, it's like.
Does Doué start on the other side?
Doué normally starts. Yeah.
Not Dembele.
No.
Olise, Mbappe, Dembele. Oh, you're in trouble, bro.
But I know Doué starts now and again as well, or he's come off the bench. Imagine him, even if he doesn't start, imagine him coming off the bench. You're tired, and you've got Doué running at you, then just coming off the bench. You're just like, it's the embarrassment of riches. Even Spain don't have that. When I was just comparing the benches yesterday, and I know Yamal and Nico Williams, but even their first team compared to like only the French first team, if you get what I mean, like the strength, the depth coming off the bench is something.
It's dumb. It's absolutely stupid. But think about the front four that might start: Dembele, Mbappe, Olise, and Ryan Cherki behind them.
Yeah, I'm expecting. Yeah, and not just that, the defense is solid. A lot of people don't speak about the defense of the French, but it's solid with Saliba in there.
I mean, I don't know about Kanate.
Don't get me started on that guy. Like I say, I would not play him if I was the French manager. I don't know why they got a thing for him, but you know me. I'm as an attacker. If I saw Konate on the other side, I think I would bypass Saliba and I would go and I would be hitting everything towards him.
He certainly inspires confidence in attackers.
Yeah, in the opposite side, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely does. What's up, Machina Joe? Thanks for being here. Says there's 5 times more sheep in New Zealand than people. Very low in the pecking order in New Zealand rugby country. They could never qualify until Australia left Oceania. Yeah, that makes sense. Australia left because they were always having to play South American teams in the qualifier and they couldn't beat them. So they moved to Asia so they don't have to play that playoff anymore. And they're playing against the Caribbean teams in the playoff now. So that
it's a lot better for them.
A lot better for them,
I would say, New Zealand with I know a lot of rugby players who've emigrated from New Zealand or over here, and they're huge lads. So I don't blame them with the rugby. Yeah.
I honestly think this line though from DraftKings for France at -245 at -245. There might be some value in picking a Senegal double chance because you never know. They're not just gonna roll over like you said.
I haven't seen a line for two goals plus for the French.
According to these odds here, the bookies definitely think there's going to be 3 goals. I think that's nailed on. Like the over 2.5 is a easy money.
I'm just
easy
having
money in this game. There's definitely going to be, if France don't win 3-0, I definitely expect it'll be like a 2-1 or maybe even a 3-2. This one could be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be back and forth. You know, hopefully.
both teams to score looks
Oh, that's nailed on.
that looks pretty tasty for the price as well.
Yeah, I would bet that for sure. Definitely think Senegal have a goal in them, despite the defending.
Or
Despite
getting fouls on. That's a betting.
Ooh, that one looks tasty. Yeah, because that's going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That looks very tasty to me.
He's going to get kicked all day long. That's for sure. I might go for that one as well. We'll have to look up some of those. Make sure you're gambling responsibly out there, people, if you are taking bets. But of course, we'll get to see Iraq for the first time and an Erling Haaland at the World Cup for the first time as well. I'm hoping, just like I hope that France don't start like Spain do, and come out slow or whatever, and if they do, they might get blasted. They might get in trouble. Did Doku get kicked again? He didn't. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember that one. Yeah. Yes, I did. Yes, I did see that. Doku is like a magnet for karate kicks.
But the guy's rapid, so obviously
so fast. Yeah. So fast. But yeah, man, I am very excited to see my man Martin Odegaard wearing the armband for his country and getting the balls into the Norwegian Nordic meat shield, as we call him, Big Erling Haaland. Machina Joe says Australia had to play all sorts of playoff games, depending on which World Cup it was. At the end of those 3 against 5th place South America. Yeah, exactly. There you go. And they were done with that. They were over it, and so they switched to the Asian qualifiers. But yeah, I'm very excited to see. Once again, this is another. No, Ollie, it's not. Don't get me started. Go watch the show we did after.
Two goals.
Don't get me started. This is not the show for that. Go back a couple of days and find my the show we did after the Germany game, and you'll know my thoughts on that. France have a much tougher opponent than Cape Verde, a draw as possible. I agree 100%.
I agree, but I don't think the French are going to be taking them as lightly as the Spanish.
No, the French will come to play, absolutely. And speaking of the Spanish, Arun, you are 100% correct. I agree with this 150%. They were arrogant. I don't think that, hopefully, Norway won't do that. Norway are going to look, see, okay, across Iraq, a team they should be beating, but you got to come to play. You got to put your best foot forward. And even though it's like, oh, this is the game in the in this group that's like a gimme or whatever. No. They cannot have that attitude because we've seen the likes of Cape Verde, doing the likes of Haiti, played really, really well. Yeah, they didn't get that one over the line, but some of these teams that you expect, oh, we're definitely going to, blow past them. And then, nope. And in this group, France, Senegal, Iraq, Norway, you have to beat Iraq. If you're Norway, you have to 150%.
I think that will be in their minds as well going into this game. Look, we need to get a positive result, especially with the French and Senegal coming up. So I think they're not going to be taking it lightly. Personally, I don't think it's in their mentality anyway.
They'd be crazy to.
Yeah,
they would be crazy to do that. And Norway, man, Norway are humongous, dude. Alexander Sorloth is bigger than Erling Haaland. Like the players they have on that team up front
I saw one of
are giants.
When they were dressed up as Vikings before the.
Dude, that was so cold. That was so cold. I love that.
They look huge, and I'm thinking they're going to be powering over Iran. Maybe a couple of goals on those set pieces. It looks like.
I mean, I can already see
Odegaard, with the delivery of Odegaard as well, and then killer Haaland just like smashing in those second balls.
Oh yeah.
So,
do you remember in 2006 when Miroslav Klose was just dumping headers? He had a hat trick of headers in one game. I think Haaland might equal that. He might get a hat trick of headers. Like if they just spam crosses, it's just going to be there all day
But
long.
even just that, even the second, like I mentioned, the second balls, I can see Solaf causing problems, and then Haaland just running onto those second balls. Like we saw a couple of games yesterday as well.
The New Zealand game,
Yeah,
especially, where they were just finding Chris Wood.
like they were just banging him in. Second balls were coming through, and I can definitely see that for the Norway game. Who know? But yeah, with the height, and I would be definitely using that advantage if I was a manager. So.
Oh, for sure. Definitely looking forward to that one. But of course, Leo Messi is kicking off tonight as well. Senegal will be highly motivated to beat the former colonial masters. Ndai is an old school dribbling maverick. I support Everton. Hey, big up the Toffees, of course. Yeah, man. That one's going to be fun. That one's definitely going to be fun. Senegal do have World Cup history against France, beating them as they were champions in 2002. So
just to get back onto the French.
Yes.
I was just doing some research while you were talking. It's not gonna be Konate. It's gonna be the
Upamecano from Bayern.
Yes.
Much better.
So,
much better.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that's that would buy.
No offense to your beloved Liverpool, but
no, he's gone, mate. He's gone today.
Oh, that's right. He's gone. Yeah, he's out. You ain't even worried about it no more.
I think he heard me. But
not even worried about it anymore. But Mr. Lionel Messi does take the field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City tonight versus Algeria, another team that they better not look past. They better not just be like, oh yeah, we're gonna dog walk these guys just because. No. Got to look out for the Algerians, man. They're gonna be tough. You showed me that video. The fans are up for it. You sent me that video of Argentina fans and Algeria fans getting into it in the street. So this game has already got some blood and thunder attached to it. But yeah, man, looking forward to see what the Argentinians can do and if they're just going to build their whole entire attack around letting Leo Messi walk around the field. Obviously,
that's basically what they're going to do, Jake.
They should.
That's not even that's not even a question at the moment. I think they'll just let him do his thing, and everyone's going to be doing his running for him, basically. So,
but it's essentially the same team, right? So it's going to be on Rodrigo De Paul and Enzo Fernandez to be the people picking up the slack in the middle of the park, and I think they should just double pivot, just have a double pivot, put Messi in the center attacking midfield role, and just don't play deep. You don't got to do anything. Don't play defense. Just get on the ball and direct things. And so that means probably going to be Julian Alvarez up top. You think, or will they start Messi furthest forward?
I think looking at how they've been, it could be Martinez as well.
Lautaro. Yeah,
they've been rotating between the two. So it could be either one of them.
Ballers, both of them, bro. Ballers.
But it depends. It's different horses for different tracks. So I think it depends on. I think they'll rotate between the two. I haven't in qualifying. I've seen them. It seems that Alvarez is picked for certain games, and then it seems like Martinez is picked for the other games. So we'll see. But we can definitely expect if things are not going good, you could probably see the other one rotating, so one of them will come off the bench, etc. So
yeah, Algeria, quick team, man. They've always had some speed. They've always been good on the break. Definitely in the last tournament they showed that. Is Riyad Mahrez still around?
Yeah.
So he's going to be, so he should start as well. Definitely an absolute baller, man. So that's going to be a fun game.
Senegal, I don't know if they've got a lot of Premier League teams going back to them. I know
your man Sadio
Mane, they've got Jackson. They've got
Nico Jackson, really? Y'all keep putting Nico Jackson in these conversations with huge names. Yeah, man. Iliman Ndiaye is a very good player. I'm a fan.
I've been really impressed with the African teams. A lot of people have been underestimating them. Remember, I mentioned this yesterday, Jake. They're better. French better not be taking them lightly. And I think, like they said, a former colony as well, they will be up for it against them. So I wouldn't rest on.
If anything, if anything we've seen so far is something to learn from, you just can't overlook teams, man. Norway better not. They better come to play. I'm telling you right now, that game looks the most lopsided, right? They better come to play. I'm telling you, the Iraqis will be up for it. They will be up for it. So will the Algerians, man. Messi better not take this lightly. I'm telling you, they better not take it lightly, or we could see another upset. Could absolutely see another upset. There have been some already. One more game. It's actually the midnight game tonight. Austria versus Jordan.
I've got Austria all over this.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. Jordan are an unknown quantity to me. I don't think I've seen Jordan play ever.
I've been doing a little bit of research with Jordan.
Yeah.
Results have been mixed, basically. I can't see them. Yeah, with Austria, and they've got the little know-how. They got most of their players have got the European experience as well.
I have seen them play. I have seen them play
by Colombia. I remember watching that Colombian game. They got beaten by Colombia. Switzerland beat them 4-1. Before that, they got some decent draws.
Sure.
And they have beaten Saudi and also Iraq in Arab Cup, in the Arab Cup. So I have been So I wouldn't count them out with that, but they could. I don't know. Now that I think about it, Austria. I haven't. That could be a bit of an Egypt thing and a Belgium thing.
Well, the thing is, Austria are a good defensive team, a good defensive side, but they struggle to score goals, and so does Jordan. You would expect, that's obviously the hardest thing to do.
Because of the fact that with the rest of the teams in the group, they might have to come out.
I mean, you got to go for it. You can't not go for it. Isn't this the Portugal group?
So I think, yeah.
No. They're in the Argentina
group. Sorry, yeah.
So for Austria, they're probably feeling like this is a chance to put some points on the board here.
Exactly. I think that's why we might see a bit of a repeat of the New Zealand.
I would love that.
Iran
another barnstormer.
Because I think they're thinking to themselves, this is a point where we're going to have to go for it in this game. Looking at the rest of the opposition in the group. So
from Jordan's point of view, I feel like it's like, look, we just got to send it. Because Austria, as far as the level of opposition, Austria and Algeria obviously are going to be where they're going to try to get their points. They obviously aren't going to be like, oh, we're definitely going to beat Argentina. Like, that seems a little bit too arrogant. But this is one of the games. This has got to be, they've identified. It's like, we got to get points in this one. So it should be fun. Oh, come on, JT. You don't like draws? You don't like draws? I thought the draws were good. I thought it was a great day. Man. Big up Cape Verde,
because. Bro. Yeah, JT, I think it's really entertaining in the World Cup when you don't get just the favourites winning or smashing teams. When you get these min-outs, that's like the FA Cup, for example. It's one of those things where you can a min-out can always get a result, and that's what I'm feeling about the World Cup at the moment as well. And I think it makes it a lot more entertaining personally.
Yeah, I love it that's kind of been the theme so far. It's like don't take teams lightly. That's kind of the theme right now is Giants taking teams lightly.
Just look at the Spanish. So
absolutely, man. Yeah, and it doesn't get any easier for the Spanish in that group either. So now the real truth comes out, JT. The real truth comes out. I get it. I'm not gonna lie, man. I've gotten destroyed by the bookies so far in this tournament. I've gotten wrecked by the bookies. Don't ever want to hear Doku prop again. You don't really hear it from me. You maybe hear it from Nez.
No, I tell you the truth. I thought they were very underestimated yesterday. I actually put a little side venture on Egypt yesterday, which came through. So I was and the Iran games with the
So what we're learning. Yeah, what we're learning, JT. Oh, yeah. That was nailed on. That was a good bet for sure. So what we're learning, JT, is today's bets go for Iraq to get the upset.
Nah, I would not. Don't be putting anybody on that, guys.
No, that's terrible
That's
advice.
terrible advice.
That
That's
is
terrible
awful advice. Yeah, see, I agree with this as well. It's so tough to predict who's gonna be getting fantasy points, No, don't listen to me. Don't go for Iraq. That's terrible
That's
advice.
terrible, guys. That's terrible. Maybe a handicap on the Algeria game.
That's not bad. Yeah, I like that as well. Yeah, this right here seems to be the most nailed on bet of the day. If Erling Haaland doesn't score, epic failure. Epic failure if Erling Haaland doesn't score today. And yeah, this right here would probably be the shock of the tournament if Iraq beats Norway. Don't take him lightly. That's all we're saying. Terminating the World Cup again. He's already done. It's day 6 and he's done. It's done.
JT, like I said, there are angles that you can have a look at. And I know you've been thinking, but there's angles that you can look at. I don't think, for example, I don't think Argentina are gonna smash him.
Oh my God. We haven't even spoken on the fact that we spoke on Alexander Sorloth. We spoke on Erling Haaland, of course, but they also have Jurgen Strand Larsen, the guy who just moved to Palace and had a good second half of the season.
They've got some, like I said, they got some options coming off that bench. And like I say, I would be making use of that height.
Oh yeah, they're gonna spam the crosses for sure. JT. Yeah, man. Anyway, it's gonna be another great day of World Cup action. I'm absolutely pumped for it. Absolutely excited for everything. I do have a little bit of loot on the French today, so I do need them to do me a favor, get some goals going. But we shall certainly see about that. Make sure you are locked in here, people. Liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. Of course, get that notification bell on. I'm really feeling the love on the World Cup shorts for each nation. 3 more coming at you today.
Tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow is we'll talk about that tomorrow, but tomorrow's a big day.
Tomorrow is a very, very big day. The English getting underway tomorrow, and so we'll have that preview in the morning for tomorrow's show. We'll obviously be looking at the England game. Big game for them, of course, first Croatia. So make sure you're locked in right here with that notification bell on England-Germany in the final. Perhaps we will see that. Thanks again for coming home, Ali says. Well, on that note, thanks everyone that's been in the chat. Thanks everyone that is tuned in. Like I said, make sure you got that notification bell on so you know when all of the content is coming down the line. We will be right back again in the morning for another Cup Chasers Daily World Cup edition. So thanks again. No bias, though. The games I managed to watch, 90% of them were sticky. JT's not coming. Not really feeling it, the love from the bookies at the moment. Big up yourself, Ali. Big up everyone in the chat. Nothing's coming home, they say. Night games are the good ones. That's because the heat isn't really doing much to people at night, and they're able to play. Hopefully Messi will be able to play tonight. It won't be too hot there. Shane Larson, 40 million for 2 goals. What a deal. Yep, absolutely. But we're going to cut it right there. Again, thanks everyone for being here, and you. We'll see us next time.